Okay. The recording is not the property of the county, and the county makes no representation about the accuracy of the recording and is not responsible for the content. The recording is the exclusive property of the union or the recorder, and copies of the recording must be directly requested from the recorder. The county has no obligation under Florida Statute 119, as it is not the county's recording, nor does the county maintain a copy. I sent email to you so you would have, and we will pull up the two articles that we think are remaining, Scott, and that's 10 and 24.
Correct.
Under separate cover, I sent you PDFs of the three articles we agreed to yesterday, which were 20, 25, and 27.
Okay, I will, on our first caucus, I'll just review those with the team, sign them and send them back to you.
Okay. So we're going to pull up Article 10 first, if we're ready to proceed.
Go ahead.
You don't have to evacuate.
No, can we turn it up a little bit though?
Sorry, we have a little contesting noise from the other room.
I've got construction, so we're even.
We just thought we might have to evacuate, but we don't. Okay, if you would scroll down to section 2, actually section 3. Scott, we heard you yesterday, and we understand that the amount of time it is taking to get these additional vacation days or time off approved is problematic. We don't disagree with that, but we cannot agree to the language you have in there, because what we know is we can't meet that deadline that's in there. And we don't want to enter an agreement that we cannot meet. And I want Jimmy, the chief, to explain to you the volume. I know we think that it's just, one-off changes here and there, but in fact, that is not how it works. So Jimmy, could you just expand on that a little bit? We had that discussion this morning.
Sure, and I briefly spoke to Clint a couple of days ago, but I wanted to make sure that everyone really understood that it's not just days that are available to be bidded off, or if there's less to 3 and 3. What is happening is people are putting time off in hopes that that availability will occur. So even the days that are not available, there's multiple times or multiple employees putting in time off requests all hours of the night, multiple, I guess, inserts into the time off request system, so much to the point where it's like 8 and 9 pages long of entries.
So that's our challenge.
Okay.
So we're proposing this language, which is the language in C was the language that was in our last proposal, that if in the future the scheduling allows a vacation bidding system. So we talked about this yesterday and today about, we anticipate that telestaff is going to be implemented and operational sometime in the fall. When it's imminent, when that operational deadline is imminent, then our proposal is that you meet and create an MOU that will replace Section 3 and provide an expedited approval process. Now, I'm going to defer to Jimmy on your past experience with telestaff and how quickly those things could get approved, but fairly quickly, right? Am I right, Chief?
Well, yeah, I mean, so it's a manual process right now. No one in here disagrees with what you're asking for. We just don't have the manpower to make that happen. What will happen is the telestaff is all electronic. So the user, the employee, would be able to put in a time off request, and the computer does everything for you. If there's a slot available, it automatically approves you based off whatever language we agree to.
Right, you set the parameters in it, it'll approve or
Yeah.
deny. No,
I mean, it's just Yeah, it's just really antiquated what is here right now, and we won't be successful.
Right. So, and we had a conversation, we took advantage of the time we had prior to this meeting to discuss this article and tried to think outside the box a little bit. And one of my questions to Clint, and you can tell me, Chief, if you agree or not, but it seems to be that the bulk, for lack of a better word, of requests and where our members' angst come in is the fact that they, I guess, right after the vacation bid is closed, so much so that I think there's been an email out to people saying you have to wait an hour to put in your additional time off request. So it seems to me that there's this huge influx of requests within the 24 hours of the close of the vacation bid. Is that accurate?
I don't know if I could answer that.
All right.
I mean, because I feel that I personally get all the vacation requests sent to me as well. So I can see them. I think they come in all the time. It's not, I mean, I think that it's natural that if there's any vacation requests left over after the annual bid that people are going to want it, but I think that there's an equal amount that come in throughout the month.
Okay. Clint, you want to comment on that at all, or?
Yeah, it just seems like the mad dash for days off happens right after vacation, and then throughout the year you'll get requests put in. But I would assume, based on interactions with other employees and discussions, that you have a large number of requests that all have the same date on them for the day of request right after vacation bidding. And then later on, as people decide they want to take time off, they put in more requests.
So in trying to think outside the box, Chief, a little bit, what I was suggesting as a possible fix to at least alleviate a big chunk of the problem. I know it doesn't fix for the members the, request that comes in or they decide they want to do, a couple months into the cycle. But if we were to do something like after the vacation bid closes and, there's that rush that any request for time off received in that first 24 hours would be granted or denied within 14 days. And the thought behind that would be, if we got that initial push of those people all jockeying for the open days, if we got those out of the way, it might be a little bit of a pain, but I mean, it's still going to have to be addressed at some point or the other. And then we left the language here about when telestaff comes in. I think that we'd need to put that, we'd replace section 3 and section 4, because that addresses the bidding outside the vacation. I think if we could get those two things, that gets us where we need to be with that, as far as people that put in right after the bid closes and again, have to wait 6 or 7 months to know if they can book vacation time or not. It's not perfect for everyone, but those ones that are, definitely planning ahead will at least have some answer for them. And then when we get telestaff.
I mean, I understand where you're coming from. I think that, I would ask, if you guys would like to, I would be more inclined to have an additional round, just add an additional full round, instead of having it to be a free-for-all of vacation requests. It's a lot. I know that I keep saying that, but I mean, it's a lot to manage, and I don't know that we're going to be successful. I mean, if we want to put a provision in here, it says that, it's not going to be grieved. I think that would be palatable for me, but I know for a fact we won't be successful with doing what you're asking us to do. We have a challenging time now managing it. Clint calls probably once a month to Mark Jones saying that we didn't do, we didn't honor someone's vacation request because there's so many. It's not being done on purpose. It's just an oversight. We're having a hard time with monitoring people's hours worked. The system doesn't monitor consecutive hours. I mean, it's that antiquated. I understand what you're asking for, and I don't disagree.
No, and I just want to point out, unless I heard you wrong, Clint calls you and bugs you, and I know that you love talking to Clint, so that shouldn't be an issue, but I don't recall a lot of grievances coming out of that. He just simply calls and say, hey, you didn't do this. So it's not like we're out hunting to file grievances. The bigger question I have is, if we add an additional round, Chief, could that be utilized on single day requests and not a full vacation bid? Because again, that's
Yes.
So we'd handle
So
it like requests.
I believe the way it's written now is there's one single day request for the third round.
Yeah, there was language in there, but I don't know if it dropped off or if it's still there or not with all the different back and forth changes we made.
Clint, let me ask you, if the language, and I can't control this, but if the language is still there about that third round, do we need a third round of full vacation time, or can we do the 2 regular ones and then the third one actually be just open for general single days and whatnot?
Well, there's nothing that says that you can't just take a single day at any round of vacation. So whether they want to use it for one day or they want to use it for multiple days in a row, that's not an issue. So I just want to verify, for the record. So your intention is that when Telestaff becomes our new scheduling system, that we will be able to put in rules into Telestaff that will allow for the automatic approval of vacation bids, and it wouldn't require the month before and all that stuff, because the system itself is going to be able to handle that based on the provisions that you set.
Yeah, and that's how it worked last time. I don't know if you can recall back when we had Telestaff, but if it was available, you could take the day off, and then if it wasn't available, you would get denied immediately.
Okay.
But you'll know.
Yeah.
So yeah, if that's the intention of what we're trying to accomplish here, and we have to potentially live for a few months under the current rules, we're talking here, it's all recorded, so there's no issue on what the intent is here. You just said it. So I think we can go back and we'll talk about this for a few minutes and hopefully have a good answer for you.
And just for clarification purposes, is the county amenable to this saying sections 3 and 4?
Can you scroll down to 4, Zach?
Because section 4 specifically deals with bids outside of the annual bid process, so it only makes sense.
I don't see that to be a problem either.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, this is the one we're trying to address. The bid process itself isn't flawed. It's Telestaff's only going to help improve the processing on your end, but here is the one that creates the issue for the members. So we definitely want to address this when Telestaff is up and we do an MOU to address it.
I'm looking forward to Telestaff.
I don't blame you.
I wish we never would have had to go away from it in the first place.
No, I mean, that's probably one of the most commonly used programs throughout the EMS industry that I deal with throughout the country. And it seems to be the least troublesome for addressing these issues, swaps and time off and trades and stuff like that. So,
well, it also tracks seconds, whereas a lab tech doesn't. So we had a number of issues throughout this year where people got beat by seconds.
All right, Clint, do you have any further questions on this, Clint?
I do not.
Okay. All right, if we can just jump back to our caucus room, I mean, 24, we're clear on the, what the stance is on the county there. So I just want to talk to the team about this real quick.
Okay, and all we're looking at is to add, like, in B, sections 3 and the words "and 4," right, Scott? That's what we're,
Correct.
we'll talk about it. Okay, got it.
Okay.
Okay, we're good.
All right.
All right, just let us know when you're coming back.
Yeah, I mean, like 15 minutes the most. Aaron,
We
Okay.
want to review Article 24 real quick, or
I don't know if we have to. I mean, the
Okay.
county stance was, the only changes, correct me if I'm wrong, Karen, was the county accepted the, as hours worked for vacation time.
No, we did not. If that's in there, that's wrong, because I
Okay.
sent you the wrong one then. No, we did not.
Okay, why don't you pull it back up then, take a look.
24. Scroll down. Now, the changes that we made were the retroactive payment, no, which is from our prior payment, from our prior proposal, and then scroll down to. It's still sweat hours. This is all the same. Scroll down. Keep scrolling. Your time is the same. No, it's stricken through. Bargaining minimum vacation. No, it's still sweat hours, Scott. That is not our proposal. That is not something the county's in agreement with.
Okay, can you send that to me again then? Because the one that you
Sure.
sent me, that is unstruck.
Okay, we'll make sure I'll send that right back to you. Could you send that over? Yeah.
Okay, so there's.
Just, you can send it. You can send it to, if you want to send it to me, and I'll send it to Scott. And then I'll copy everybody. All right, Scott, we'll send that over to you.
Okay,
And then just let us know when you're coming back.
yeah, it'll do. It shouldn't take too long.